Florida. He weighed in at 138 1/2 pounds. His record, 33 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw, with 25 wins coming by way of knockout. He is currently ranked the WBO #1 junior welterweight world contender. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former WBA, WBO, and IBF lightweight champion of the world, introducing Nate, the Galaxy Warrior Campbell. And his opponent across the ring on my left, the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing yellow trunks with purple trim and proudly representing his home of Palm Springs, California. He weighed in at 139 pounds, undefeated in his professional campaign with a record of 24 wins, no losses, 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Please welcome the former WBC champion and the current WBO junior welterweight champion of the world, known as the Desert Storm, introducing the undefeated Timothy Bradley.
Let's go, seconds out, everybody out, let's go. Let's go.
Once again, a referee in charge, David Mendoza.
Gentlemen, we've gone over the rules and the fouls. Protect yourself at all times and follow my instructions. Touch gloves, return to your corner.
Before the first bell, let's give you the results of our poll question. We asked you what will be the key factor tonight's main event, and here's how you voted.
Well, it's interesting. The folks that have been watching Showtime have seen Bradley in action before, and they know he's very quick, and they're thinking against the 37-year-old Campbell, that might be the difference.
Timothy Bradley, 25 years old, trying to remain undefeated, a 5-year pro, with 36 World Championship rounds under his belt. But this time, he will take on the best fighter he's ever seen, 37-year-old Nate Campbell, a former Winn-Dixie worker. Comes across the ring. He's from Jacksonville, Florida, and he normally starts quick.
And he's going after Bradley. You know, this is a tiny ring. We said that, 17 to 18 feet. Pretty much controlled probably by the Bradley folks, so they must think that it helps them. Who will it help? That is really an interesting question. And how about this? It's Tim Bradley boxing and Nate Campbell pursuing. See if that continues.
And this is where Campbell stayed the entire night against Juan Diaz. He was up close in the pocket and using combinations to wear down the bull.
He's a very good inside fighter, Nate Campbell.
Campbell looks awfully dry, though, to start this fight.
Now there was Bradley throwing kind of a wide, awkward left hook. He does not want to do that, and he said they've been working on shorting that punching up because that's when he squares himself up to an opponent and makes himself available.
Bradley, a very good inside puncher. He told us that during camp for this fight, he worked on shortening up his punches, especially his left hook, and he wants to keep his right hand up. He told us he's keeping the phone at his ear. Campbell telling Bradley to come on and bring it.
Stop. Come on, guys. Stop grabbing. Hold.
Campbell's now finding a little bit of a home for his right hand. He didn't land it early, but now he's getting it there. He is doing a lot of woofing and talking to Bradley, probably trying to get him to be more aggressive.
All right, break. That's that thing or something.
Nate Campbell working the referee Mendoza about the head of Bradley. There's a lot of gamesmanship going on in that ring, most of it coming from Nate Campbell.
Campbell loves to talk. He told us in our fighter meeting that he's fought 50 guys like Timothy Bradley, and Bradley has never fought anybody like him.
This is the quintessential Tim Bradley round. More punches than his opponent, lots of body work, and enough angles to avoid getting hit solid by punches. This is exactly what he does and what he does well.
Bradley did tell us that he wants to check the gas tank of the 37-year-old Campbell. He would do it early and often by going to the body with the jab, also with the right hook behind the elbow. End of the first round, scheduled for 12. Bradley focused. And that will bring us to the keys for this fight.
For Nate Campbell, he has to counterpunch effectively, although he's been moving ahead toward Bradley so far in this fight. Working on the inside is important. He hasn't found a way to do that as well as he would like so far. The uppercut is a fight changer for him. That may be his most dangerous weapon against Tim Bradley. For Bradley, whose first round was a blueprint of the keys to victory, using angles very important. He's been doing that. He threw some hellacious body punches early in that round, and Nate Campbell's shaking his head as if to say they're not hurting me, but they're getting to him. And a strong work rate. That's exactly what Bradley did in the first round. He has got to keep punching all through this fight. Now Campbell wants to land this right on, and he gets it in against Bradley, but Bradley's able to counter with his own right. So that was an interesting move there because you wouldn't expect Bradley to counter it as he did.
Round 2 scheduled for 12 for the WBO junior welterweight title. Timothy Bradley, the champion, in the gold and purple. Nate Campbell, the challenger, in the multicolored Galaxy Warrior trunks. We're at the Agua Caliente Resort in Rancho Mirage, California.
Stop punching. Stop punching. Come on. Grabbing too much. Let's go.
There's some body work. Landing on the arms of Nate Campbell.
Keep him up.
There's a headbutt, and we talked about that at the beginning of this fight.
And that was not Tim Bradley's fault. You know, Nate Campbell, I know, will work the referee, but that's just one that I think that happened. They were both leaning down, but it happens a lot in these fights with Bradley.
Bradley doing a lot of backing up. We haven't seen him be the matador very often in his fights.
It really is intriguing, you know. That's what he doesn't want to do, Bradley. But Campbell wasn't able to counter him. You can't stand right in front of Nate Campbell and expect to do well against him.
Here's the question, though, Al. At 37 years old, when does the light go out? They say for boxers, sometimes it happens overnight.
Oh, it can. Now, he was very good in his last fight against Ali Fanica. I mean, he had troubles early in the fight, but finished very strong, Nate Campbell. So it would be foolhardy of anyone, even Bradley's people, to think he's going to all of a sudden get old in here, but it has happened.
Campbell lost the IBF and WBO titles on the scale when he didn't make weight for his title defense against Fanica. So here you see that Nate Campbell style. It's James Toney. It's Floyd Mayweather Jr. He's got his left hand down and his right hand up, trying to make Campbell, trying to sucker Campbell to throw that right hand.
Yeah, you get your shoulder position so that somebody tries to throw the right, and in reality, they can't hit you with the right. But what Bradley's doing on the inside is working very effectively, and he's not allowing Campbell to come up with those uppercuts.
And you see, though, Al, Bradley uncharacteristically refuses to stay inside.
Yes.
He keeps popping that jab right to the solar plexus.
Gus, you hit it right on the head. He stays in there for only a period of time, then gets away so he doesn't get hit with anything big. There's the uppercut by Campbell.
Because Campbell can rest in there.
Yep.
That's really where he wants to be at 37.
And he wants to work it. He wants to also land those big shots on the inside. This is a fun fight to watch because both men are doing a lot of work. We thought the work rate would be pretty high, especially from Bradley. And one of the other headlines of this fight is that so far, anyway, Campbell's had a hard time landing that right hand.
End of the second round.
What's those kidney shots?
Scheduled for 12. Showtime Championship Boxing Super 6 World Boxing Classic comes to you from Europe on October 17th. before returning to the United States on November 21st. And everybody's talking about this tournament.
Well, you know, we mentioned before, almost universal approval. It's a great tournament.
Okay? Slow him down a little bit. Okay?
Touch him, baby. Okay?
Joel Diaz is Bradley's trainer.
When you get in the clinch, let the referee do his job. Don't waste yourself.
There was a clash of heads that happened very early in the round. Now he's throwing the left hook to the body. They both leaned in, and that's where the clash of heads came. So I don't think that was initiated really by either man. There's Campbell trying to land the uppercut on the inside, but it's Bradley working very effectively to the body and throwing combinations to the body as well.
The Agua Caliente Resort in Rancho Mirage, California. We're in the desert. This fight has been billed as the duel in the desert. Round 3 scheduled for 12. For the WBO junior welterweight title, Timothy Bradley, the champion, 24-0 with 11 KOs. And another headbutt. Bradley moving in. Campbell looking for some help from the referee. He won't get it. David Mendoza lets him fight on. And now some blood over the left eye of Campbell as Bradley starts leaning on him. Using shoulder, going behind the elbow. Uppercut missing for Campbell. Now he fights off the ropes. Bradley though.
That cut, question is, did that cut come from a clash of heads or from a punch? Campbell's going to claim it came from a clash of heads. Mendoza didn't seem to buy into it. Either way, it hurt Bradley, Nate Campbell so much, he got pinned against those ropes, and Bradley went to town.
Bradley trying to hit Campbell right on the belt line to take as much gas out of this 37-year-old as possible. Now he gets off the ropes and jabs him, tripling up the jab.
I will say this, in that last sequence, the Bradley head was pretty far out there.
Nate Campbell, Al, to me, does not look as sharp as we've seen him in the past, especially early.
He knows he's got to fight right now. I agree with you, Gus. And he knows he's got to land some big punches now to change the complexion of this fight, especially if they're not buying into that cut happening from a clash of heads, which could get him, a no decision here.
His reflexes just don't look as quick as we've seen him. It looks like he knows what he wants to do, but he can't get to it. And that blood is really coming down in his eye now.
Bradley is fighting a very clever and effective fight. He has absolutely shortened his hook. He's getting much more leverage on it to the body and the head, and he is using angles well. Now there's Campbell on the inside working. Campbell should be punching more on the inside. He's good at it, has not done it in this fight.
Campbell looks like an old fighter early, folks. They say it can catch up with you in a New York minute.
Remember, the Campbell power is still there, but right now, he's not effective.
Those body shots taking a toll. Bradley looks like Adonis as he keeps delivering heavy punches now. Look at the champ. Punches and punches. Campbell in trouble. He's wobbling. Here comes Timmy Bradley.
Watch your head, Bradley.
16 seconds to go. Bradley digging. He said, I'm not the biggest puncher, but I've got a will. Moves his head, that's the end of the round. Nate Campbell has a fight on his hands.
Here is where we believe it may have been a clash of heads. They're working on the inside. Bradley throwing some really good left hook. That's where the head hit the eye. It was in fact a clash of heads.
And this fight is over. It's over. Nate Campbell says, I can't see. Stop the fight. And Timmy Bradley may have won this bout.
Now, let me tell you something. We have to find out. There was no indication whether they thought the cuts came from a clash of heads. It appears that it did. If that is true, this fight should be a no decision. But it looks like Tim Bradley's going to get it. And Bradley was fighting very well, make no mistake about that. But if it is...
You were banging heads and throwing punches.
I'm not mad about that.
I know.
What that deemed a headbutt? Well, that was deemed a headbutt, right? Cut from her head. From her head.
I saw a punch hit you.
You ruled the fight in the middle of the round.
I saw a punch hitting.
Wow, that was a dramatic exchange between David Mendoza and Nate Campbell. And, you know, let's be honest. I mean, the emotion of Tim Bradley is staggering. But the fact of the matter is, David Mendoza looked a bit confused in that exchange.
Got paid for that shit.
God, he bladed me. He bladed me, though.
Ironically, when Nate Campbell fought Juan Diaz, it was a headbutt that opened up a cut over Diaz's left eye that changed the entire complexion of the fight. It closed his eye, the cut became a huge gag, and Campbell ended up going on to win.
This time, the situation is reversed. But in this instance, the effect of the cut was immediate almost. So this is a very interesting and controversial situation.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. He know that was a black. Honest man, he'll tell you it was black.
I gotta do my job.
Let's go into Nate Campbell's corner to find out what he said prior to this fight being stopped.
I can't see, dude. Jim, I can't see.
Listen to me.
Jim, look. Stop it now.
You can't see.
I can't see my eyes blind.
You can't see out of this eye at all? It's blind?
Spots in.
All right, you want to stop fighting then?
No,
It's going to happen. You can't see out of it, not the cut. If you can't see out of the eye, all right, you got spots in your eye, we're done.
Wow. But I think
it was a black dot.
There ain't no way a punch causes that. It's diagonal.
Are you still having spots in that?
Still having spots.
Okay. I need to get you my concern.
Every day he's out. Hold back fight. Hold back fight.
No, it's wrong. That was a black. I speak your piece on TV first. California speak your
No, you cannot take him out of the ring.
Campbell's argument is that it was a headbutt. Let's see
I'm gonna get you arrested.
what our cameras show.
There was obviously a clash of heads here, and right after this clash of heads, there's the head. Oh, that's a that was a tremendous impact, and that's when Nate Campbell started to complain that he had a cut. I mean, to me, that is about as obvious as you can get, that cut was caused by a clash of heads. And if, in fact, that is the case, oh, this will give us a much better look right here, even though the other look was good. Oh, there's no question that caused the cut. And if, in fact, a cut is caused at this point,
And the blood immediately coming out of his eye.
this fight, I'm going to go say emphatically, should be a no decision.
Let's go inside the ring to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Take my gloves off.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout has been stopped at the end of round number 3. Our physician at ringside stops the contest due to a cut. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and still the WBO Junior Welterweight Champion of the World, the Desert Storm, Timothy Bradley.
This is wrong.
So Timothy Bradley.
This is wrong. You're the commissioner. This is wrong.
Sir,
I never argue out of here. The whole commission is wrong.
Nate Campbell has an argument.
He has a great argument.
He's actually right. That was a headbutt.
I believe he's right. It was a clash of heads.
I've always fought with the most utmost pride and pride for this. This is wrong.
Let's go to Jim Gray, who's standing by with the champion.
All right, Gus, thank you very much. First, let's talk to David Mendoza, the referee in the ring here this evening. It's his 11th championship fight, title fight. David, what did you see? Did you see the headbutt, and do you believe that that led to the bleeding and the cause of Campbell stopping?
Yes, that's what happened. They both were headbutting each other as they were fighting, and when the last headbutt, when they touched heads, and he pulled back to throw a punch, after he hit him with a punch, the blood started coming out.
So you believe, and we will take a look at it right now, you believe that this is an accidental headbutt that caused this cut?
That's correct. It led up to it when he hit him with a punch.
Right there.
Right there, yeah. You see, the blood hasn't come out, and then he hits him again right there, and that's when I was watching him, and I saw the blood coming out. So I have to go by what the last thing I saw, which was a punch. And Nate Campbell is saying, well, he headbutted me. Well, of course, both of them were headbutting each other.
So you feel as though this was handled properly on your end?
Yes, I think so. What I saw at the last, before the blood started coming out, it was a punch, and I have to go with a punch.
David, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, Jim.
Timothy, congratulations to you on winning here tonight. I know this is a big moment for you here in front of your home crowd. First, let me ask you, however, about the headbutt that we just heard from referee David Mendoza about from your perspective.
You know what? First of all, I want to give all the glory and honor to God. First of all, the Lord Jesus, we prevailed once again. He showed his face here once again, and I was the victorious one tonight.
And there's a bit of a disturbance, if we could turn around. Nate Campbell accosting the referee somewhat as he leaves the ring. Nate, we'll get to you in just a moment. Let us continue here with Timothy. I understand you want to thank God, but now let me ask you about the headbutt.
Well, you know what? I don't know. I was just in there fighting. You know, I felt our heads collide, and then I seen a cut. But you know what? I attacked. The ref was doing his job. You know, I really don't know what's going on in there. But you know what? As the rounds got going, he was getting older and older in there. It didn't matter.
Stand by with us. He's got to go to the hospital, Nate Campbell does. So, Timothy, bear with us just one moment. We want to talk to you about this. Nate, I understand you're on the way to the hospital. From your perspective.
Show the replay. Jim, I've never, of all the fighters in boxing, I'm the only one that has fought anybody ever put in front of me. And I've never complained about a decision. I've always took my lumps like a man. Tonight, when he headbutted me, the first time he said, okay. Second time, when he headbutted me, the camera caught it. The ref said it was a headbutt.
The ref was wrong.
Okay, let's take a look at it, Nate, and tell us from your perspective as you see this.
Watch the shot. Get close. Watch. Bam.
Right there.
Fight. Is there anything else to talk about? Watch what I do. Watch what I do. I wiped my face. I was cut. He never hit me with anything. He never hurt me with nothing. Headbutt was the only thing that got me. And I'm not mad with him. He did his job. But it's wrong. I shouldn't have a TKO on my record. I shouldn't have a TKO. It's wrong.
Nate, hold on a second. Now, let me ask you, as we went on into the third round, and then you got to your corner, was the eye bothering you? Could you not see?
I got spots in it now. I have spots in my eye now.
What would you have liked to seen the referee do?
Just, he knew it was a butt. Demon a butt. Be fair. Be honest.
Do you believe it was intentional?
No, it's not. It's nothing to do with being intentional right now.
You believe it should be a no decision?
Yes.
Absolutely, I agree with
yes.
And you'd obviously like to fight again. So let us ask.
Timothy apologize.
Okay. Let's let Timothy have his say here. Just
to do with politics anymore. It's about what's right and what is wrong.
Okay. Nate, thank you. We appreciate your stopping. I know you're on the way to the hospital.
You as a fighter to stand up and say what's right and what's wrong.
Well, should it have been a no decision?
No. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. You know, like I said, I'm in here doing my job. I'm taking care of my business in the ring. Whatever discrepancy he have with the referee or whatever not, it's not my job. That's not my problem. He needs to go back, and his promoter needs to do whatever it needs to do to try to reverse the decision or whatever. I don't care. You know what? But you know what? Hey, it didn't even matter. He was gonna get beat tonight anyway. It didn't even matter. It did not even matter. As the rounds kept going on and on and on, he was getting older and older and older.
Okay, that may well be. But do you understand his position, Timothy?
I understand. I understand what he's coming from. I mean, I understand what he's talking about. But that's not my job. My job is in to fight. That's it.
That's correct.
It's the ref's job.
So let me ask you now: would you fight him again? Would you give him a rematch?
Why not? Why not? It's going to be the same outcome. That's easy work. Too slow, too heavy-footed. I'll move all day. I'll move all day on him.
Well,
all
Campbell,
day.
he didn't want to fight anymore. Campbell did not want to fight anymore. Nate Campbell is a warrior, and with that cut, he could have gone on. He didn't want to fight anymore.
That's not true. That is not true. That was a wrong decision. The man had a headbutt, and the doctor made a decision that he didn't know what he was talking about. I think Timothy is great.
Let's decide it right now. Hold on. Hey.
You got somebody to stand up for you.
Okay,
You know
Don.
That ain't right. That ain't right. It ain't got nothing to do with this fighter. This fighter fought a good fight.
He wants to fight him again. That okay with you?
Yes.
Okay with you?
If Showtime wants to buy it and the money's right, we'll fight.
Does that mean yes?
Just what I said. If Showtime wants to buy it and the money's right, we'll fight. The WBO says we got to fight someone else.
Same as exactly it was tonight. Would you fight again?
That's right.
The money the same? No, we're the champion. It's got to be right.
Timothy, what do you want to do? We've heard from the promoters. What would you like to do?
I don't care. Like I told you before, I don't care who I fight, when, where. It don't even matter. Hometown, at it. We can go to Florida. We can go to Florida and fight him. It don't even matter. But you know what? I got
a nice backyard. I got a good backyard.
I got my promoters here. I got my promoters standing behind me.
Okay, we appreciate all of it. This discussion will continue. We're going to go to Gus Johnson right now. Back to you, Gus.
All right.